From sleeping on a friend's couch to commanding a $15 million gold mine, Parker Schnabel's life story reads like a Hollywood script. By age 24, this mining prodigy had already extracted over $13 million in gold from the frozen Alaskan wilderness. Today he pays his workers more than what most doctors earn annually, and drives vehicles worth more than the average American home. But there's far more to Parker's journey than what viewers see on Gold Rush. The wild Vegas trips, luxury cars, and personal struggles, including the real reason his relationship fell apart, reveal a much deeper story. A much deeper story. To Kadjurialers infernal paths. It forged sifty its soricals with her dying sifty its swistifernal paths. The wild Vegas trips, luxury cars, and personal struggles, including the real reason his relation Gold Rush. Join us as we explore the remarkable rise of television's youngest mining millionaire and discover what truly makes Parker Schnabel one of the most fascinating success stories in reality television. Parker's unique childhood set the foundation for his extraordinary future. At just 5 years old, while most children were playing with toy trucks, Parker was already operating real heavy machinery at his grandfather's mine in Haines, Alaska. This wasn't make-believe. This was Big Nugget Mine, a functioning gold operation where Parker learned directly from his grandfather John Schnabel. Growing up in a remote town of barely 1,700 people surrounded by unforgiving wilderness, Parker developed skills most people never acquire in a lifetime. The harsh Alaskan environment, with its brutal winters and brief summers, taught him self-reliance and problem-solving. When something broke, you fixed it yourself. There was no alternative in the isolated frontier. While his peers focused on typical childhood activities, Parker was absorbing invaluable knowledge about earth-moving, crew management, and the precious yellow metal that would eventually make him a millionaire. By the time Parker turned 16, life threw him a difficult challenge. His grandfather's health began deteriorating, and by 2016, John Schnabel passed away at 96 years old. This loss wasn't just emotional, it thrust the family business squarely onto Parker's young shoulders. Most teenagers worry about homework and dating. Parker was suddenly responsible for an entire mining operation. Instead of pursuing college like his peers, Parker made a decision that shocked everyone. He invested his entire college fund of $663,000 into mining equipment. This wasn't reckless teenage rebellion. It was a calculated business move that demonstrated his unwavering confidence in his abilities and vision for the future. While television producers initially doubted whether a teenager could effectively lead a mining crew, Parker quickly proved that his youth was overshadowed by his extraordinary talent and determination. Parker's exceptional abilities became evident during his time in the Klondike, where he achieved what seasoned miners twice his age struggled to accomplish. In conditions that would break most people, Parker and his team extracted an astounding 1,029 ounces of gold worth over $1.7 million. His secret wasn't luck, but rather his remarkable ability to perform under pressure. With mining seasons limited by harsh weather, Parker mastered the art of maximizing efficiency during the brief periods when the ground wasn't frozen solid. His intimate knowledge of the terrain, combined with exceptional management skills, allowed him to extract more gold than miners with decades more experience. This wasn't just impressive, it was unprecedented for someone so young, establishing Parker as a genuine phenomenon in the mining world. The defining moment in Parker's career came when he purchased Dominion Creek for $15 million at just 28 years old. This property reportedly contained up to $200 million in gold, but came with enormous risk. Parker needed to extract 10,000 ounces every season for 6 years just to break even. The early days at Dominion Creek tested Parker's resolve like never before. Equipment failures, frozen ground, and mounting costs threatened to derail everything he had built. Lesser miners would have abandoned the project, but Parker approached these challenges with the calm determination that had become his trademark. When conventional methods failed, he adapted, spending an additional $540,000 on water pumps to improve gold recovery. Each decision carried tremendous financial risk, but Parker remained focused on long-term success rather than short-term comfort. Despite his strategic thinking, Parker's journey soon faced its darkest chapter. By early 2025, Dominion Creek was becoming a financial nightmare. Equipment breakdowns, weather delays, and unexpected expenses pushed Parker $2.5 million into debt. With creditors calling and resources dwindling, most would have cut their losses. Parker took the opposite approach. He doubled down by purchasing 2 additional mining claims, Gold Run and Sulphur Creek, for another $2.5 million. His crew thought he had lost his mind, but Parker's gamble proved brilliant. Just days after beginning work at Sulphur Creek, his team struck significant gold, 141.65 ounces in just 2 days. This discovery breathed new life into the operation and demonstrated why Parker's willingness to embrace calculated risk had made him so successful. Moving heavy equipment across 25 miles of challenging terrain wasn't just difficult, it was a logistical nightmare that many considered impossible. Yet Parker's unwavering confidence in his decisions ultimately saved his entire operation. While Parker's professional life flourished, his personal relationships often suffered from the demands of his career. In 2016, Parker met Ashley Uley, an Australian veterinary nurse, who quickly became an important part of both his personal life and mining operation. Their relationship lasted 2 years before crumbling under the weight of Parker's demanding schedule. In a rare moment of vulnerability on camera, Parker admitted that failing to prioritize Ashley was one of his biggest regrets. Following their breakup, rumors connected Parker to British television professional Sheena Cowell, though Parker kept these details private. By 2020, Parker's chemistry with Australian gold prospector Tyler Mahoney on Gold Rush, Parker's trail generated significant speculation, though Parker maintained professional boundaries. His reluctance to discuss his personal life highlights the challenge of balancing fame with privacy, a struggle that continues to define his experience in the spotlight. By mid-2024, Parker's career reached a critical juncture when disaster struck during filming of Gold Rush Season 15. A catastrophic equipment failure on June 12 cost his operation an estimated $2.3 million in potential gold recovery. Days later, permitting issues forced a 17-day shutdown, costing an additional $1.5 million in overhead and lost production. By August, Parker's once substantial cash reserves had dwindled to just $78,000, barely enough to maintain operations for another week. In a heart-wrenching decision that revealed the depth of his desperation, Parker pawned his beloved 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air, a precious heirloom that had belonged to his grandfather. The $115,000 from the sale provided just enough to make payroll and keep the operation limping forward. With his back against the wall, Parker called an emergency crew meeting on August 28. In an unprecedented move, he offered his team the option to walk away without penalties, explaining honestly that if they stayed, he might not be able to pay them. This moment revealed not just Parker's character, but the loyalty he inspired in others. 3 key team members, including Mitch Blaschke, chose to stay despite the uncertainty, working without pay for 2 weeks. Their faith in Parker was rewarded on September 7, when the team hit a spectacular pay streak, recovering 1,872 ounces of gold worth approximately $3.5 million in just 1 week. This remarkable turnaround saved the operation and transformed what appeared to be certain failure into one of Parker's greatest victories. Unlike many young millionaires, Parker maintains a surprisingly modest lifestyle, despite his estimated $10+ million net worth. Rather than purchasing mansions in Beverly Hills or collecting exotic cars, Parker owns a practical 2,000 square foot home in Alaska with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, plus a residence in the Yukon. His vehicle collection, while impressive, serves practical purposes rather than status. A customized Ford Raptor, Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, Jeep Wrangler, and modified Chevrolet Silverado, all designed for the rugged terrain where he works. Instead of material possessions, Parker prefers spending money on experiences, taking his crew on hunting trips, Vegas weekends, or international travel. This preference reveals a man who values relationships and memories over material wealth, a rarity among television personalities with similar financial success. By the conclusion of Gold Rush Season 14, Parker's mining operation had generated a record $24 million, confirming his status as one of television's most successful reality stars. Beyond his mining income, Parker earns approximately $100,000 per episode of Gold Rush money that could easily fund an extravagant lifestyle if he desired one. Instead, Parker consistently reinvests the majority of his earnings back into his business, focusing on long-term growth rather than immediate gratification. This approach has made him one of the largest landowners in the Klondike region, with holdings that continue to expand each year. As we've seen throughout his remarkable journey, Parker Schnabel's success isn't the result of lucky breaks or inherited privilege. It's the product of extraordinary determination, calculated risk-taking, and an unshakable belief in his vision even when faced with overwhelming obstacles. From the 5-year-old boy operating machinery at his grandfather's mine, to the mining mogul commanding a multi-million-dollar operation, Parker's story reminds us that age is merely a number when measured against ability, courage, and perseverance. While most people spend their entire lives searching for purpose, Parker found his calling early and pursued it with singular focus. So what's the real secret to Parker Schnabel's success? It's not just about finding gold, it's about having the courage to pursue your passion regardless of age or experience. It's about taking calculated risks when others play it safe, and maintaining humility even when success comes your way. As Parker continues expanding his mining empire in 2025 and beyond, his journey stands as powerful proof that with the right combination of talent, determination, and resilience, extraordinary achievements are possible at any age. The question isn't whether Parker will continue finding gold in the ground, it's how high this remarkable young man's star will ultimately rise. For those willing to work as hard as Parker Schnabel, the real gold might not be what you find in the earth, but what you discover about yourself along the way.